So we finally get to hit my favorite style of techno, which is peak time driving techno, which I call techno that people actually want to listen to.
Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Elevate in the rhythm.
For this style of techno, it's going to range between 132 all the way to 140, but I'm going to choose for this one to be right in the middle. From there, I'm going to use a kick. I'm looking for something very short and something very clicky. However, if the kick is long and I like the transient, there's nothing wrong with picking something. Being stage to kick down to -6 because you guys already know, you follow the channel, we want to sound good. So -6 is going to give us enough headroom. Just in case we go a little overboard, we're not clipping on the master. We can clip in the individual track, but we don't want to clip in the master of Ableton. So from there, let's grab a rolling bass line. Now, the rolling bass, you can do it multiple ways. If you guys have Splice, you can go on Splice and you can find a sick loop that you can use and roll it. If you want to go and use Paradox 5, there are a couple of bass lines that you can also use where you're going to just have to sidechain them, level properly. You can also use a preset, obviously, that you trust from a company that you know makes good stuff for you guys. Or you can use something like this, which I made for the pack, in phase, and we can just roll it. So I'm going to use that bass line there. And we're going to be in the key of D sharp. That's one of my favorite keys, and we're just going to do this. And elongate that, like so. Okay, we're going to lower this down. We're going to use a kick start. Sidechain. Audio from kick, just in case we start using heavy latency plugins. They can make the kickstart, the sidechain lag. As you can see here, we can see the phase of the kick and the bass. With this one, it seems like I should be able to allow for the kick and bass to touch. I can go into Serum and play with this phase to line it up. We're going to the right. Let's move to the right. There we go. So we have the phase lined up. The white is going up and the bottom is going down when the kick does the same. So that means this kick has a key and it's in the key of F or G. So you can see that's how we line up the phase. It's as simple as that. I like the kick and bass group, and we're going to use multi-band dynamics to just glue them. And we're going to use the Ableton one here. And the idea of this is to control the low end. And the reason that we do this is because I had a revelation. I changed this to peak mode. I've been working on a lot of music. I have a lot of students, so a lot of times they'll come in with these songs like, I want to sound like so-and-so. So I've done most styles of music at a, I want to say, advanced intermediate level. In most dance music, the low end is nowhere near dynamic. It's very squashed. And I feel for good reason, right? Like you're playing at a club, you want to maintain good low end. So what you're going to notice is that when we do this, click, pull down. Let's go with a ratio of 3:1. Pull. Okay. We're going to start to hear more of the top parts of the kick and the bass. Now I'm losing about 11. I don't want that. That's too much. Let's go back. Around 5 to 2. That's what I want. I'm going to lower down the attack. Don't want to distort. We want to be really careful. Lower the release. There we go. We're shaping it. The attack is how fast the compressor activates. The release is how fast it lets go. It's all about shaping and control. That's all you have to know. Understand that and you will be fine. Okay, we're going to turn it off. Look, hear how the kick is fucking slamming, right? Now here, the kick is controlled more and the bass is allowed to breathe more. Okay, now we have to make it up. We're around 4.9 and 2, looks like. So we're going to go with the 3. Using the up arrow. Breathe. Be very aware, be very present. We're going to turn it off. Okay, we're going to look at our volume. Turn it on. We're the same volume. Okay, now we have that. We can lower this down if we need to. Okay. Okay. From there, I can use this guy to cement even more the kick and the bass. I can grab the upper one. Just, you know, slam it a bit. Let's go ratio 1 to 2. Let's get a few dB of gain reduction. It's found here. Breathe. Turn it off. I want to get that. Now, since there's a kick, I do want to shape that, right? So we're going to put the attack around 52. So controlling the transients. Release. Fast. We're going to make up about 1 dB. Okay. Now, the high end, we can also do it. Just a bit, not a lot. That one, we're not going to make it up. I just want a bit of work. Kick. I'm going to see if I can reduce with the channel EQ. Definitely want. Kind of like the boosting of this. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Breathe. Close your eyes. What sounds better to you? Subjective here. It's all about tone. So I'm going to do it like so. Just slight changes. But this is how we want to sound. We want to sound full. We want to sound professional. We don't want to sound shit. Now, we can start to kind of put the stuff that we need, which is an open hat, you know, closed hat, etc. So for this, the options you have are obviously sample packs that you can use. For instance, I'm going to use one of my open hats. But from there, I'll teach you guys how to program a closed hat for fun. I think open hats are easy to program. Let's go with something. Let's level it. This one's very unique. Analog Betrayal is just a 909. Sounds so good though. Okay, I'm gonna use this low shelf like so. We're gonna pull that down there. Just a bit on the high ends like that for me. Let's do a close hat. So we're gonna use the 909 core kit from Ableton. Simple as that. Why? Because we respect space. When you respect space, your track is gonna sound amazing. The transients will pop. When you don't respect space and you produce, like most, without awareness, then you get, yeah, let's add it, but we're going to lower the velocity because why? We got to respect the kick. Now I want to get fancy, right? As I teach you guys how to make the music that you want to make. Your glory is coming. I get ideas in my head as well as I'm working on stuff. That's the hard thing about making tutorials for me, is that I'm all over the place because I want to, I have my taste, right? And then there's taste that people want to sound like someone else. But sometimes we can have fun. We're going to do this. I'm going to add these like accents. Let's redux it. Add like a nice effect to it so that it sounds like kind of like. Oh yeah, and let's widen it with a Haas. I'm gonna EQ out the lows. There we go. We might have to do it here. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to EQ after, so let's just do that. This is something that doesn't have to be in our face like that. It's more of things we're adding because as you hear, as we start doing this, we only have like 6 channels. We sound full, right? We sound professional. We have everything accounted for. I cannot have that ride be fat because I already have my open hat there, the tail of it too, and then the close hat. Add cool plugins to that ride to further push it, right? So for example, I can add this. Since it only happens now and then, you can create that cool background like that. All right. You hear that? That's the difference between amateurs, intermediate to advanced producers. Like, you know, the people that you see at the top, like a lot of times you're like, I sound like them and stuff, but you're missing a lot of these little things that add to the experience of the music. Obviously, the ideas need to be on point, and that's another story. But these are the little things that when I get students, which I get a lot, and I get students at the top, people always say, why does that person want to learn from you? I'm like, because those guys are good at making music, but they kind of realize like there's a gap that they need to fill. We can learn from different individuals. And this is the little things like this that make the biggest difference, that excite them, because they're like, what? We can start to either one, bring in atmosphere, or start the idea. I'm going to choose to do atmosphere if possible. And I'll see if I can do it with either a sample or if I could do it with drums. Like for instance, this could fill out a lot. I'm going to leave this. I like this. Like this. I'm not there. I'm done. Okay. Now it's time to start building out like the idea of the song, right? So now we need a lead. So for this section, like I said, you have multiple options similar to your bass. It's up to you as a producer to just pick from wherever you think sounds good. Right, so if you like presets, go with presets. You know, you can use Paradox, used by some of your favorite producers. I just had Clap Codex comment on Paradox 5 saying he's going to buy it because he liked the sounds in it. I referenced that guy for some of the sounds, which is insane to me and just makes me go, damn, that's dope. But from here, it's up to you. There's a lot of variation, and you can use any preset pack you want. Obviously, I'm going to promote my stuff. I think my stuff's better. It sounds thicker. It's well made versus the other stuff out there. And I only know the other stuff because my students will come in with their leads, and I always have to tell them, yeah, it's just this, and then they kind of eventually see what I mean. Maybe I can go better about it, but yeah, you want to sound thin and shit, that's on you. So let's go with we can use that one. Through sounds, and some will inspire, some won't, right? Some might inspire you, some won't inspire me. So I'm going if I like that, I can technically use it, bounce it down, but I've used it a lot in the demo for Paradox. Slow. I'm 30-second it. We're going to do a ratchet. It's the in thing to do right now. If you want to be with the cool kids, that's how you do it, bro. You don't have to, but again, we'll get the haters in the comments always. This is too generic. Other sound. So let's get rid of some of the drums just to kind of get a sense of how the drop's going to pan out. I like that. So now let's bring back some of the stuff. So now we have this here, and I believe this is about 1, 2, 4 bars. So I'm gonna have that. Let's kickstart that, sidechain it. Go. And okay, this lead is super cool. This is one inspired from my Erie, I believe. She has a track where it goes and does its thing, but that one's cool. like that. I'm having fun, which is very important. But from here, we do have to move because we can be here all day. And this is how people get stuck in loop land. And they'll tell me, yo, Sen, I always get stuck here. It's because you can't decide on anything. If we must talk about theory, all I'm doing here is trying to fill in the, create call and response, right? Because one sound in particular can work. It can sound rather boring, but I also didn't want to sound like Eli Brown and like Leighton Giorgiani. But if you wanted to, you could just make the sound keep doing like a rhythmic pattern. However, here I'm choosing to go more melodic. But when it comes to melody and techno, you can get very melodic, or you can go more like generic in the sense of like using a friggin' scale, or AKA if you're in D sharp, right? And I know I fucked up. I'm sorry, guys. There. We can go up a semitone, and that gives us the friggin' scale, which in essence is just a very badass scale because you're going up that half step at the beginning, which gives that dark vibe, made popular again by G House for me. When I first heard it, I was like, what is that scale, bro? It's a G House scale. Big room, same thing. So I like this. I like this one a lot. So we're gonna... Okay, let's flip this 12 because I've used it. So there you go. We make something new from the sample. Oh yeah. I like the idea of that. Let's go with 16s here and like just rock it. Okay, cool. So we got this. So this is going to be somewhat like of our main idea. And then we can add to it as we move along, right? So now we're going to have to make like a pre to this. So I'm going to do this. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to have the bass, rolling bass there. I'm going to EQ out the low end with a channel EQ. Boom, boom. Okay. We're going to automate that. On the breaks, we remove low end. On the drops, boom, okay? We're also going to do it over here somewhere, but now let's do that. Copy. Let's activate the thing here. I'm all over the place. I understand that, guys. I wish I could do tutorials where it's like step by step, but when you write music, sometimes it's just very hectic, right? So we're going to have the kick there for the drop. Okay, and then we can do a build-up loop. Now, and we get that. Okay, we're gonna get that across. Delete this like so. And then guess what's gonna go there? Hell yeah.
Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
Moving fast. I'm gonna put an uplifter. I hear it in the head, right? And
hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm.
Can move this to 8 bars.
Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
Some reverb.
Elevate in the rhythm. Elevate. Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
That easy. Just flow.
Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
I don't know if we want that there. Maybe we can have this sound to foreshadow it too. Just hitting that D sharp.
Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
Let's add an EQ.
Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
I'm getting ideas, right? I'm sure you guys are, right? Why? Because we're using good samples. We are being aware. We're creating, right? Have everything right. When you do that, it sounds good. When you stint stuff, you don't get inspired because it doesn't sound like you want it to. So you're always like, why isn't it hit? Why isn't it hitting? You guys got this. Let's go.
Elevating the rhythm, elevating the rhythm. Hallucinate.
Here, let's try to make a moment with this sound.
Elevating the rhythm. Hallucinate. Elevating the
Increase the white layers on it, then we'll bring it back down.
hallucinate.
So we'll do that by moving the mods. That's why I'm very big on mods, and I show you guys why I marketed the mods. But I don't think people understand the value of mods when they're done properly. They add a lot to it because it allows you to do stuff like this real quick. Yeah, like that, bro. Now let's put this. Yeah, let's just do something simple.
Hallucinate. Elevate. Hallucinate. Elevate.
Easiest thing too is the vocal.
Elevating the rhythm.
I like that. Now the transition here is very important because we're about to introduce them. Okay, and then we don't have to give up this sound yet, right? So we're gonna do that.
Elevating the rhythm.
And we can also hold out on like certain things like the close hats and stuff, or the clap.
Elevating the rhythm.
So we do need to fill it out. So we're going to move fast just to fill out, okay? Filling out is all about hearing the song, close your eyes, feel where you want certain shots to happen. Now, in this section, I go through presets or I go through loops. I'll go on Splice, I'll go on Loopcloud, and I'll start to grab those and fill stuff out from there. So let's see, maybe we can use like one of these sounds.
Elevating the rhythm. Elevating the rhythm.
I heard something there. Just gotta find it.
Elevating the rhythm.
That works. Let's do it.
Elevating the rhythm.
Okay, so obviously there's a conflict of interest here, so we're gonna move this here, like so. Right, this is like a tutorial, right? So I'm not trying to create a banger, but if I was, what I would do is move the cutoff as well, so that it doesn't sound the same every single time I hit it. So to do that, we can apply like either an LFO on it from Ableton to apply change movement to it for us, like so. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Map it to the cutoff if we can. If not, we're going to have to configure, click cutoff, figure out cutoff. We're going to have to get the range right, the depth. So we don't want it to move too much. Slow it. I only want it going positive. Positive polarity. Oh yeah, that one can work there. I don't know, like. I'm gonna reverse it. Okay, I might use the vocal as well.
And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
Okay, we want to activate the low end as well. Here, removal.
Hallucinate. Hallucinate.
Cool.
Hallucinate. Elevate in the rhythm. Elevate in the rhythm.
Got a crash here. Just a classic crash to respond. Or actually, a better one might be better, like the tube deck. We're just building out what we have. Let's add some rides. Yep. These are the meta rides in essence, but
And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm.
yeah, let's add the vocal there.
And the bass. Hallucinate.
And we're gonna add this.
And the bass in the And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the
Just keep it going.
And the bass in the rhythm.
Let's find another sound to add in the back.
And the bass in the rhythm. Bass in the rhythm.
I think I'm gonna add these shots here at the beginning of every bar.
And the bass in the rhythm.
And now we can't do that there anymore. Probably doon doon doon. we're gonna go into a Reese for fun. We'll create like a quick little break just for fun, set it up so you guys kind of get an idea if it's your first time making techno on how you would set up a break. But there's various different formulas. Some people choose to go into a bridge, which is where the kick and bass play by themselves, and you slowly ease into that breakdown, which in essence
elevating the rhythm,
like so.
hallucinate,
And then you would have
hallucinate.
So there you go. We'll do that just because we set that up. Let's put the same uplifter.
Elevating the rhythm,
I feel that.
hallucinate.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, so demonic.
Elevating the rhythm, hallucinate.
I don't know what techno has. Ultra, Miami. I don't know, but we're gonna put a Reese, which is usually the thing most people do. So if you want to be different, no, don't pick a Reese. But we're gonna pick a Reese. But there's this Reese and Paradox. It's called oh yeah.
Elevating the rhythm,
Let's fucking blast it. One more time.
elevating the rhythm,
Add an EQ.
hallucinate.
So we're gonna add a progression now. And the progression, D sharp. So we're gonna do that. Okay. So, but I want the blast.
Elevating the rhythm, hallucinate. Elevating the rhythm, hallucinate.
And you can get dark. The progression you pick with that sequence on top, because that is a sequence that just repeats a lot, which you hear a lot in Space 92 stuff and everyone's stuff. It's like they keep the same thing from the drop that they have in the last half, right? And when they go into the break, they'll add like a progression like this. And then this is how you add the flavor, right?
Elevating the rhythm, hallucinate.
And add a pad as well.
Elevating the rhythm,
You know, when you have the sound design done, it's fairly easy. I know this looks so easy, right? Like but it's because we have all the sounds done. As long as you have good ideas, usually you will sound very good, and you don't do anything too weird. So we'll go sevenths.
elevating the rhythm, elevating the rhythm, elevating, hallucinate, elevating the rhythm, elevating the rhythm, elevating the rhythm,
I'm gonna add a compressor to the Reese. Okay. From here, in my head, what I'm hearing is the vocal echoing a lot in the break to fill it out a bit.
elevating the rhythm,
Just rhythm would be cool. So what I can do is grab that and make a new channel. I know I'm all over the place with like the arrangement, but usually when I'm writing music, I'm just moving very fast. You want to move fast because You don't want to think. The moment you think and the moment you start going, does this sound like so and so? Does this sound like yeah? Is a moment that you will hit writer's block and you will slow down and not make anything worthwhile. Move fast, trust yourself, and you will always make good stuff. Okay, and of course use good sounds. I mean, that's the number one rule. Unless you're a sound designer and can make shit. But even then, for myself, there's sound design companies I support. Because when I write music, I don't want to be sound designing unless it's something simple or it's something crucial in the song. But I'll wait till the end of the song to do it rather than doing it during the process. Because when you're in flow, it's a very valuable thing that you just want to prolong as much as possible. Here, I'm going to just go ambient echoes or something like vocal ambient echoes. We're going to... I thought it would sound different, but let's see. I think I'm going to have to do it just with the Ableton Echo. I can do it with the Ableton Echo. So I want to respect space with it, right? We have the sides filled, the Reese is wide, so this vocal should be down the center. So we're going to stereo it like that. So it's down the center. We're going to EQ it weirdly. Just like very... And the bass in the rhythm. Now, this is where like the breaks can like either one, you can like get super melodic, or you can just be like this and just prolong it. You know, it's up to you really how you want to do it. I say trust your instinct, right? Like, and I want a motif that's gonna hit here and there, not be all there all the time. So I'm going to show you guys the symmetry. If you want to make epic melodies, work your way up the scale. That's all. Watch, check it. I'm even going to write it in. I don't even have to hear. And guess what? I'm going to go higher up. And guess what? Higher up. And then guess what? This is just making it like epic as shit. And then we're gonna end it. Now you guys are ninjas, right? We're the best, so we're gonna mono this. Oh damn! What the? That low end on it. And then guess what? Elevate in the rhythm. And then I'm going to show you guys something cool that you can do. And then we're going to go into the drop. And then end this. Let's prolong this as much as we can. Oh yeah. Get an impact in there. I'm gonna use the paradox one. I made a really nice one that I love. And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. Oh yeah. Guess what's gonna happen there? Just gonna grab this portion here. But you do want to kind of put more effort, but here's more of just like, we need to have something there. And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass in the rhythm. And no, we're gonna get rid of this. And the bass. And guess what's gonna go there? This. Foreshadow it. And the bass in the rhythm. Let's be careful.
And the bass in the rhythm. And the bass.
You can even leave this. And then I'm going to add another drum build because this one needs like backup. So I think I'll do the one with the snare build. Do a sweep up too. All right. Get rid of that. Yep, we got that. The Reese also has to filter out, so we're going to automate that filter out.
And the bass in the rhythm.
Oh yeah. Guess what's going to happen? Now we're not going to drop into that. We're going to drop into surprise drop. We're pretty much kind of the meta, so just get rid of this stuff. Command I, make space. And then we just got to make this big. Again, we're getting simped.
And the bass in the rhythm.
Echo that. I'm gonna turn this off there.
And the bass in the rhythm.
Hallucinate.
Hallucinate. And the bass in the rhythm. Hallucinate. And the bass in the rhythm.
Oh, let's put it around.
Rhythm.
You know what? We might even leave.
Rhythm. Rhythm. Hallucinate. Hallucinate.
You can drop with hallucinate like that, right? Or you can just
And
do.
the bass in the rhythm.
No, 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 no. But yeah, for that drop, right? Like the easy way out is just to grab. All of that, in essence. There you go. Don't give it out.
And the bass in the rhythm.
Then here we can grab another sound just to make it a little different because it's too similar, right? So you always want to have the same idea so it all stays consistent, but then you add stuff like this, which... Yep.
And the bass in the rhythm.
You can even drop that. Yeah, that's also... Okay. And then back, guess what? Back into it.
And the bass in the rhythm. Hallucinate.
So I'm out of time, guys, but hopefully you guys got to see how we can create an idea utilizing good sounds and how we can easily flow and get inspired. My purpose with this video was to show you just that. There's nothing hard about making music. It becomes hard when you don't use the right tools, when you use sounds that are just made improper. As you can see, this doesn't sound 100% of the way there, but it sounds 70 to 80%. Okay, and that is the important thing. But if you guys enjoyed any of the sounds in this video, you can check out this Pack Paradox 5 over at evosounds.com. And if you guys want to continue your knowledge forward, I did make this video on how to make an L.I. Brown style of drop. My camera died, but you guys have a great rest of your day.